Hi, my name is Chuck Schmidt. On this episode of our devotion today, I'd like to touch on a subject that is dear to my heart. Father Richard Rohr from the Center for Action and Contemplation in New Mexico is a Franciscan priest who has talked about numerous times about how God is all around us. We just have to know how to see him. Well, I realized that when that happened, hearing that made me realize that I've been seeing God since I was a little kid. Years ago, when I was in 5th or 6th grade, my grandmother got sick and had to go to a nursing home. I chose to buy her a couple owl statues because, according to an Indian legend that I'd read, owls are supposed to watch over people. Well, I bought them for her, and I don't know if it helped or not, but it was started my fascination with nature. And that then, every time I turn around, when I go to my farm, which, I see something that reminds me that God is there. It took God's beauty to create the eagle that lives in the timber. It took God to create the beautiful flowers that grow wild. It took God to create the trees. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that it is so easy to spot God if we just take time to look. It is something as simple as walking out in the morning outside and seeing a squirrel running in the yard, or hear a bird singing in the tree. That is something that only God can create. And then I realized that God is here. And the older I get, the more I realize that I am seeing him in different ways. There has been a few times at church where I saw the stained glass one picture of Jesus smiling. I don't know if I know it's not physically possible, but it was God's way of saying yes. This summer, after the Dre show hit, I was helping a friend of mine and his daughter move their cars out of the garage after everything hit. There was a hummingbird feeder in his yard. This hummingbird came, and I could have put my arm out and touched it. And I looked at him and said, that is God's way of saying it's okay. Well, him being a true believer like I am, understood it. 2 years ago, I saw God in action where my uncle and I were at the cemetery, and he was found the grave of his best friend from high school. And as we're sitting there, 3 geese flew over close enough that we could reach our arms up and touch them. And I remember looking at my uncle saying, that's his way of saying it's okay. So in this time of uncertainty with the pandemic and everything going on, let us take time to open our eyes and our hearts and to see with our hearts and our minds that God is here, and take time to thank God for the beauty. Something as simple as a tree after it snowed, how pretty they look. Or the grass, or as I've seen numerous times, deer playing in the timber. So, in conclusion, let's make it a goal to take a few minutes each day and thank God for the beauty he has created. After all, without him, none of it would be possible. Amen.